That's tomorrow. And that is it for us today. Okay, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that.
No, there it is. We are going to do Sting, yeah.
Okay, but yeah, I can't read it. There's no words on it.
Okay. Ready? Sure.
There's no words there. To play us out. What does that mean? To play us out.
Sting is going to do. It's a video. Sting video. Okay.
What is
for credits?
I don't know what that means. To play us out. What does that mean? To end the show?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it.
Okay. In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a. I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live.
Right.
Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. I can't read it. There's no words on it. Cut off his new album. Take it away.
Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!
Tú eres tan romántico molestando con una vipa. Me preguntas si te quiero. Yo te digo que no estoy lista y no quiero comenzar. No hay nada que pensar. Yo te dejaré atrás. Mientras gano más y más. No estás en mi nivel y tú no eres obligación. No estás motivada y tú aburres el corazón. Eres un idiota sin inteligencia y razón. Entonces déjame tranquila y te escriba tu canción. Tú eres tan romántico molestando con una vipa. Me preguntas si te quiero. Yo te digo que no estoy lista y no quiero comenzar. No hay nada que pensar. Yo te dejaré atrás. Mientras gano más y más. No estás en mi nivel y tú no eres obligación. No estás tú aburres el corazón. Eres un idiota sin inteligencia y razón. Entonces déjame tranquila mientras escriba tu canción. Estoy aquí a disfrutar. Estoy aquí pero quiero gozar. Si quieres a mí pero vamos a bailar. Cintura a cintura, papi, tra, tra, tra. Bailando, gozando y me gusta tomar. Pero no quiero pendejos que no quieren respetar. Déjame pendejo, papi, ya no más. Déjame pendejo, papi, ya no más. Estoy aquí a disfrutar. Estoy aquí pero quiero gozar. Si quieres a mí pero vamos a bailar. Cintura a cintura, papi, tra, tra, tra. Bailando, gozando y me gusta tomar. Pero no quiero pendejos que no quieren respetar. Déjame pendejo, papi, ya no más. Déjame pendejo, papi, ya no más.
What is up, mi gente? Hey.
Hey, what's up, Lou?
What's going on, Sophia? This is mi gente show.
Mhm.
The red wave that wasn't.
On a Wednesday today.
Wednesday, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, on a Wednesday. Midweek hump day stream. Mi gente show, reacting to news and culture from a Latinx EO perspective. And although we do get political sometimes.
Mhm.
We don't. Are we gonna wait? Did we glitch out 2 seconds?
Yeah,
in?
we did already. Technical difficulties. God damn.
Glitched right off that. All right, I
Disculpa, mi gente.
gotta upgrade something here.
Did you glitch too? I thought it was just me. Anyway.
There, yeah. So, hey, thanks everybody for tuning in, helping us out, listening to the podcast over the last several episodes. The podcast is doing really good. Personal news. We're up to close to 1,000 downloads. And that's only counting from when we started to the Mi Gente show had its own channel. So, and we're over 100 followers on the Podbean, which is our primary platform. But we're also getting traction and following from all over the world. We went over it the other day, different countries, people all over the world listening to Mi Gente show, following us. So it's exciting.
I know. I was like, we have a Romanian listener. That's wild.
Yeah, Switzerland, all kinds of countries are after it. So any personal news from your side of the border?
Yeah, I saw a neurologist today. Isn't that exciting?
Awesome.
So exciting. Yeah, no, getting my little cabecita fixed. You know what I mean? I've been having some health issues, mi gente. It's not that great. It hasn't been fun times, but we're getting healthy. We're getting healthy. Man, I gotta start exercising.
Ah, man.
I gotta do positive changes to my lifestyle. Damn it.
Do you have a gym or do you?
Well, I don't. Okay, so last year I had a gym membership and I would go pretty consistently. So I was really healthy like last year. And something happened in 2022, man. I just plummeted. My health declined. I have not been resting, sleeping well. Been just
The partying has increased.
Partying has increased. Yes, yes. And yeah, so a lot of vacations. I'm gonna get back to my 2021 self. I will get a gym membership.
Well,
Don't quote me on that.
Hey man, if you need a workout, buddy, you know.
You want to do a little? You want to be
Yeah,
healthy?
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down.
Oh my God! New Year's resolutions 2023. Let's be healthy, queens.
Mi gente workout duo.
I'm down. Let's do it.
We could just do a podcast while we work out. See how long it takes us to pass out.
Yeah. Try running and talking at the same time. Was that also? Was that your dog's?
Yeah, well, I don't know what he did, but he stepped on his dinner bowl or something that slid across the room. I don't know.
What about you? Personal news. How are your dogs doing? How are you doing?
The dogs are doing good. The dogs are okay. They are also was never a cuddler because I guess during the summer when I got him, he would never want to sleep close to the other dogs because it was so hot, and he would actually sleep outside a lot. But recently he started to because it's been cold as ass. So he's been getting more into the dog pile mix. So that's interesting to see. Because he's a big fuzzy rat. But yeah, other than that, I mean, just adjusting to the time change, I think, has been messing me up a little bit.
Yeah.
Been a little sniffly the last couple of days. Still, life is up and down as always, adjusting to the new normal of my life, and watching a ton of movies for the festival, San Diego Latino Film Festival. Oh yeah, reminding people the final deadline to submit films for consideration for the 30th anniversary of the San Diego Latino Film Festival is the 11th. Is in 2 days. So if you know anybody that has a movie and that they finished over the last couple of years, that's either for, by, or featuring Latinos or Latino EX themes, make sure they submit them. I also might have access to that thing that rhymes with favors or neighbors. In case to help people if they need if they want to submit. So hit me up. As well as that. But our main topic for the day, since it's just us, is going to be reacting to the big news of the week, which is the red wave that wasn't.
Yeah.
So let's start with some reactions that were happening. Let me ask you this. I know you haven't been super plugged in, but was there one result that you saw come in that was the most surprising to you, or the one that you thought was the strangest, or was it just kind of the fact that it was like an anticipated red wave that sort of fizzled?
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. Because I have not been plugged in at all. But I've been trying to catch up, and I think for me it's just the general fact that it was not a red wave, because I even was expecting it. I don't know what it is about the media. I don't know if it was because a lot of the candidates were very radical,
Mhm.
that in my head I was prepared for the worst, and I'm used to the pendulum effect. There's a Democratic president, so obviously in the midterms it's not going to look too good, and so yeah, pleasantly surprised. It was more so just like the surprise that there was this big talk and it didn't happen, and I was very excited. What
Yeah,
about you?
usually midterms are the thing where the party that's in charge has big losses.
Mhm.
And it didn't happen. It didn't happen. They thought they were going to win both. The Republicans thought they were going to win both House
And
and the
Senate.
Senate, and have a big majority in both. It looks like they might still win the House. Everything's up for a toss up. The Senate might stay the same. There's a
Mm.
runoff on Georgia between. All right, so some numbers. 85% of evangelicals in Georgia voted for Herschel Walker instead of the guy who's literally named Reverend.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I thought his whole abortion thing would make him lose
No,
out.
no, it really solidified that it doesn't matter. Okay, so this is the big theme. I think is candidate choice is the main issue, the main theme that I've been hearing a lot about, because in certain places, Trump puts up Herschel Walker. He's a guy from Georgia. He went to Georgia Tech. He's a famous football player from Georgia, although he played for the Cowboys and then the Vikings. But he put a knife on his family. He's got a gay son who is against him. He paid for multiple women's abortions. He walks around with a fake badge and says he's a cop.
Yeah.
He's got definitely like CTE from football and other mental decline. And he's going up against a reverend.
Mm-hmm.
A reverend.
And an evangelical.
And evangelicals overwhelmingly still voted for him.
That's interesting.
Because at some level, it doesn't matter as long as he is going to go do the thing and say, he's going to vote against them. I don't care if he gets 8 abortions, as long as he votes against abortion, right? That's kind of what they're saying. And I don't care if he paid for 2 abortions. I don't care. The guy, it's kind of like how people say that Trump is like the most Catholic or the most religious president. Obama literally went to church. Biden goes to church, and like it is the strangest thing that they really do not care one bit about religion, other than they use it to say, oh, we want religious laws, we want religion in politics, but we don't actually want people that practice it. We just want people that say they do.
Yeah, it's a tool to control, and they just use it to sort of deliver whatever policies you want them to do, I guess. Like, I don't know. I feel like some people are just too far gone. And as long as the person fits the agenda that you want, whether that is like banning abortion rights or women's rights or transgender, whatever it is that, is the social pop culture thing that they're against. Yeah, it seems like they're very team oriented. It doesn't matter if it's hypocritical. They don't really care if they're actually Christian. They just want them to do their bidding.
As long as you can go vote, as long as you're going to vote for our interest.
Yeah. But it's so weird also, because their interest, in my opinion, it lacks any tangible policy. Like, policy is my thing. That's my bread and butter. So it's kind of like, for me, I don't know. I feel like the radical right is just kind of like, I don't know, just very, it lacks policy. It lacks policy and consistency, in my opinion.
Their policy is own the libs.
Yeah, exactly.
Run on crime and inflation, and Biden is a fucking asshole, and how dare he forgive student debt, and people, literally people in Ohio and people in the middle of the country in Wisconsin, and they're running on crime in New York City, or they're running on border stuff. Like, why do people in Wisconsin care what the fuck's happening at the border?
Yeah.
Other than they're told to try. Right.
Exactly.
So Georgia's one thing, the evangelical part of it. The other part is that the biggest voting bloc by far is Generation Z. So tons and tons and tons of millennials voted, so much so that immediately the talking point was Generation Z is destroying the country at the ballot box. They don't know any better. Raise the voting age. I saw somebody that said raise the voting age to 21.
Okay, boomer. Jeez.
Which is hilarious because it's just hilarious, right?
Yeah, raised to 21. Are you kidding?
Gen Z officially has a seat in Congress. Maxwell Alejandro Frost, a 25-year-old Democrat, won his election on Tuesday in Florida's 10th congressional district over Calvin Wimbish, a Republican. 25-year-old Democrat, Gen Z in Congress.
This is in Florida?
In Florida.
There's no way. Really?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I thought they went red. I thought that was one of the places.
Florida, there were some surprises all over the place. That was an interesting one. But literally they were saying raise the voting age to 21. They can still buy guns.
So join the military.
Yeah, the fact that they were Republicans calling to raise the voting age to 21 because Gen Z showed up in heavy Democratic numbers last night is both laughable and terrifying. Yeah, so 18-year-old is fine to own an assault rifle, fight or die for the country, but now they're saying, "Oh wait, but you're voting too liberal." So we're gonna get pissed about that. And as I said before, you can't fight against the youth, man. They're rude people. They got time on their side. This person said, "A person's brain doesn't." It's funny how
we use that argument all the time.
Yeah, it's funny how they're using like the groomer argument here.
The groomer argument, yeah.
Yeah, a person's brain doesn't fully develop until they're about 25 years old. That's why the vast majority of Generation Z voters are Democrats.
Oh, since when did you care about science? Oh my God.
But they should be able to buy semi-automatic rifles and have babies as preteens. Make this make sense, Bridget. Yeah. So immediately the thing is why did this happen? We were expecting this red wave. And part of the fun that we had was watching the copium, right? Watching them figure out what it was that happened.
Yeah.
Right, we'll play this clip.
Really deep right now, and
John Fetterman you're talking about?
Absolutely.
Oh, Fetterman.
He is so extreme. He wants to open up a third of the prisons.
Doesn't frack?
Yeah, exactly, and lied about it. How about Mandela Barnes? I mean, he wants to open 50% of the prisons.
Right. He's
running against Ron Johnson, but it's still tight. But how do you explain this country now, Brian, to your point? I mean, we have open borders, record gas prices, inflation is the worst in 40 years. The president's approval ratings are so bad, worst crime since the 1980s, and yet I heard last night this is an indictment on the Republican Party. Is it? I mean, how are these issues, when our country is in such a bad state right now, how is this not a red wave?
Well,
and so progressive.
Cope, bitch.
I'm sorry. That needs to be fact checked. I'm pretty sure every word that she said was not true.
Copium.
What?
She needs a cope.
Biden has actually really good approval ratings. I don't know what you're talking about. And then the highest crime rate since the 80s, I disagree. Depends what you're focusing on. It's just they just like to spit out these reactionary talking points that have no like fucking actual backing.
Yeah, no, the fact of the matter is that some of this is Democrat doing because there's the Pied Piper theory. Which was the reason we got Trump, which is the Clintons literally thought putting up Trump would be the weakest candidate. So they pumped up Trump and say, you should run for president. You should run for president. He runs for president. He wins because they thought that he would be a weaker candidate for Hillary to go against. So it turns out that in some of these races, for example, the Fetterman-Oz debate, right? Trump apparently was furious, according to reports, that about the Dr. Oz loss, blaming his wife because his wife was pro Dr. Oz.
What?
He famously supported Dr. Oz over other candidates and talked shit about the other candidates. Dr. Oz is from New Jersey, and he was taking pictures of himself like in front of like Philly, places in Pittsburgh. Didn't really know really about the state. He was just, he was a
Mhm.
carpetbagger,
Mhm.
Gets destroyed by Fetterman, a guy who just had a stroke and was wearing
Mhm.
hoodies on stage. Because that's what Pennsylvania is, eventually it's
Yeah.
more of a so, I love that picture.
That.
So Dr. Oz is just a fucking snake snake
Yeah,
oil salesman,
it really is.
and
How is he
so
allowed to have the word doctor? Like, why
yeah,
is he still allowed to have that title?
yeah, I don't know. I think that
Uh,
was the thing of it. So the choice in the candidates, even though a majority of the candidates that Trump officially supported won because he supported a bunch of low level ones as well.
mm,
Some of the major ones that he supported lost, like Dr. Oz.
mhm.
Herschel Walker's on a runoff. Kerry Lake is losing in Arizona.
Yeah.
So,
Is
but there
Boebert
was
in already? Did she lose?
Bobert she was losing today. I'll check in on it right now, but she was
Mm,
losing today by like 90 votes. And she was
okay.
losing all day yesterday. And that was supposed to be something that was like super safe for her.
Mhm.
Honestly. So basically what I was talking about in the Dr. Oz, the
That's a
cardiac.
cardiothoracic surgeon.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oprah's bitch boy.
Or
Even
at least
Oprah,
superior vegan. I love that name.
yeah. So the Pied Piper argument is right that like Trump, they put these crappy characters out, and then what happens is this is a video that came out I think today where they were talking about Democrats and Democratic operatives
Mhm.
actually putting money behind some of these fringe candidates. The thing is, every time you put out a fringe candidate, an election denier, one of these QAnon people, these crazies,
Yeah.
it sort of normalizes them a little bit more, makes them more thing. And there is still this sort of cult of election deniers, crazy motherfuckers out there that are Trump lovers that gravitate towards these people. So the
Mhm.
Democrats actually use this tool in races where they put through where they primaried somebody that would have been a more moderate candidate,
Mhm.
and instead they had these crazy people that ran, and in some cases Democrats were backing them and putting money in. So this was something that came out today.
Democrat candidates, not candidates themselves, but the party, was putting money in primaries into the races of the extreme Trump-endorsed candidates, as opposed to the moderate Republicans that were running, because they wanted those extremists to win, because they knew that the Dems had a better chance of winning their races against the extremist candidates than they did against the moderate Republicans.
A fierce gubernatorial race is underway between current Secretary of State, Democrat Katie Hobbs, and Republican candidate Carrie Lake. Our undercover journalist sat with Becky Hobbs, that's Katie Hobbs' twin sister.
So basically, how do you feel about that strategy of sort of, it's kind of like the vote for Sanjaya strategy?
I
The
don't.
worst.
Is that real? Like, is that actually real? I don't know. Feels counterintuitive, but it's also fair game, right? I mean, I feel like it's a stupid strategy in the sense that hypothetically if Clinton did that with Trump and then Trump won and then the whole country kind of shifted, at least the Overton window got very radicalized. So for Democrats to be doing that, to me, doesn't sound like a good strategy, just because of the possibility that a radical would win. I don't know. It seems unlikely, and I don't know that I trust this Becky Hobbs. Sorry.
I got it. Yeah, I vote. If there's a doctor on the ballot, though, it's hard not to vote for them. I agree with that much.
Yeah.
All
Yes.
doctors for
It's a
everything.
doctor.
It's a doctor. Yeah, no.
Oz.
Lauren Boebert had tweeted, "The red wave has begun."
Yes.
Early on, and then there were pictures of her kind of
R.I.P.
not hanging, and then she's been quiet so far. So I
Yeah.
haven't really seen the update on her. Let me see if I can find it on the New York Times thing. But she was in a dead heat recently, and that was supposed to be like a super safe race for
Right?
her.
Yeah.
Arizona, another close
Mhm.
one. Kerry Lake loses. She was the news anchor that was always wonderfully lit in her Zoom interviews, and she was a big election denier. Very, Trump crazy. Katie Hobbs wins 56%.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing is they could just go ahead and deny this election as well.
Yeah, no.
Wait, what do you mean?
The playbook is the playbook is any election that we win is legit. Anyone that we lose is fixed. So
yeah. Well, literally, did you see that video of Trump where he was like, fuck, what did he say? He's like, oh, if all the candidates that I suggested or whatever win, then it was because of me, and if they lose, it wasn't because of me. Yeah, thank you.
Endorsed more than 330 candidates this election cycle. Tonight, win or lose, the results for Republicans, how much of that will be because of Donald Trump?
Well, I think if they win, I should get all the credit, and if they lose, I should not be blamed at all. Okay, but
I'm going to say that on my job.
When they win, I think they're going to do very well. I'll probably be given very little credit, even though in many cases I told people to run. And they ran, and they turned out to be very good candidates. They turned out to be very good.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Like,
what happen is when they do well, I won't give it any credit, and if they do badly, they will blame everything on me. So
why does he say that like it's natural? Like if anyone else did this, like I'm a behavioral therapist, right? So like let's say I'm doing a behavior plan for a kid with autism, and I'm like, if he turns out good, like if this is successful, then I want all the credit. But if it fails and it actually ruins his life, then it wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. It was a Shaggy. Oh, we have really hit rock bottom, right? With the Shaggy excuse.
Yeah, no, it's very specifically interesting that he makes all these choices on candidates. He blames his wife, he blames everybody else, and so Trump's issue right now is that he wants to run in 2024. He wants to beat DeSantis. And he was waiting till after the election because he wasn't going to be stupid enough to say he was going to run. Then all the candidates he endorsed end up losing. And then it's like, oh, Trump has no power. So he goes into his presidential run, which is going to be 2 fucking years of nonstop. And that's what he loves to do. He loves doing speeches. He loves flying in on his airplane and talking to people and doing his, we're going to make America great again. He loves doing his little thing. He loves that.
Why is he not tired yet? He's so old.
I don't know, because he's on Adderall 90% of the time.
He's on Adderall.
But if Oz loses, if Herschel Walker loses in a runoff, if Boebert loses, and all these other safe places, and the red wave is nothing more than like a little red puddle, or a red spit in the face, and not
a
really
red wedding, baby.
It's a red. He can't really come out with as much gusto and be like dogsto. No. Then he's not really coming out of the gate with as much power as he wanted to. So I think it's a weird position. I think he still is not gonna not announce. So hopefully, it's probably gonna be an interesting thing.
Do you think that he's gonna run with Kanye?
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's a thing. Because Kanye keeps wearing these hats that say 2024. So people are like, listen, it's going to be Trump and Kanye together. 2024.
Trump and Kanye? Oh my God. Why are your dogs not as well behaved as mine?
Because I left the door open so that they can go outside. You know what? Yours are old. Okay. Wait, never mind. Also, a puppy. I have no excuse. I have no excuse.
Look at that. I tell my dogs I'm recording a podcast. They're like, okay, we're just gonna nap. Trust me, we're cool. We're not gonna be annoying.
Like no, mine's like, I'm gonna record. She's like, I want to be in it. Why am I not in it, Mama? Why? Why are you not with me?
All right, we're having some dogs on the pod situation here, guys.
Yeah. What do you want to tell the people? Okay.
All right, here was the okay. This one was a good one. I sent you this. Myra Flores, the red wave did not happen. Republicans and independents stayed home. Do not complain about the results if you did not do your part. Guess the application to this Hispanic caucus. She's the Latina, but she's kind of anti-Mexican.
Oh.
She was they were calling her bandida.
Oh, yeah. Qué
So
tecito caliente. Wait, what? Tell me about this woman. I'm so
Myra
Ana John
Flores, yeah, she's one of a lot of border area Latinas that are trying to appeal to the Republicans, right? So they're Republican Mexicans, Mexipublicans,
Pues.
So they're all about God and country and family. So therefore, they feel that they need to vote Republican. And look at her. She had the little picture of the red wave, today's forecast. And yet, she's gone. She's out of there. So
interesting. I didn't know those existed. Just kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Where's she from?
Texas somewhere.
Yeah, Texas is a dicey situation, man. They're very...
Yeah, Texas is a weird one. Texas,
Yeah.
we
got Selena, but we also got, I don't know.
I never really thought that it was going to go blue. Just because I think the Republicans have been ingrained so long that a lot of the things that they're probably accusing Democrats of doing, Republicans are actually doing in Texas. And then there was a lot of shenanigan stuff that was being reported in Texas, actually. A lot of districts that were reporting the exact same numbers as they did the last election and stuff like that. So we shall see. Right now, as it stands, Republicans have 49 seats, Democrats have 48, and
they're still counting the rest.
Yeah, and then Colorado, New Hampshire, PA, North Carolina, Ohio, Wisconsin are still up for the grade. The House currently is 189 to 207, 218 for control. It looks like Nancy's on her way out because even if they don't win by the red wave, it does seem like Republicans at this point more than likely will take control of the House. Which means Nancy Pelosi is out.
Man, not been a good year for her, huh?
No, but maybe she's in her thousands, right? She's an old lady.
Yeah.
All right. Let me briefly touch on California. Alex Padilla, who got who was going to serve a full term. He was the first Latino or Mexican that was elected to the Senate. He was the first. From California, he got not appointed by Newsom to fill a vacant spot, and now he's won his election full. Gavin Newsom wins again, and then some of the smaller things that happen in California. They passed the constitutional right to reproduction freedom, which adds right to abortion and contraceptives to the state constitution.
Hell yeah.
This was kind of interesting. You see these ads at every football game where they're doing the live betting or before any story where they're even talking about it. Like, what's the bet for tonight? DraftKings, all these other things. In most states now, you can just bet from your phone and bet on basketball, bet on football, which you can only do legally in Vegas. Although there's still sports books that take action, or you have to go to Caliente, or you got to go to TJ and stuff to do that. So this would have made sports betting right. There was two of them. One of them could be sports betting, where you could go to Native Indian casinos, Native American casinos, and racetracks, and play sports bets there. And also, so you could do it through those apps. Both of them fail tremendously.
Yeah, freaking 70% of 29 on the 26th, and then 83. Jeez.
That means there's a lot of money coming in from Las Vegas, because I think that's who really benefits the most is Las Vegas if gambling stays illegal in California.
Yeah.
So if you want to bet, you got to go to casinos in Vegas or stuff like that. So I was kind of hoping those passed because that would have been cool.
Yeah. And my brother was really hoping for the online one.
Flavored tobacco ban stays in effect, and those were the major ones in California. There was also a couple of other ones that were highly contested.
Wait,
Go ahead.
before we move on from the 26th, I didn't know that roulette and dice games were not like tables were not a thing in casinos in California. Like I was today years old when I learned that. Because I'm used to going to Caliente and TJ, and over there, I mean, there's table games. Is that not a thing here?
No, for some reason roulette is not. It's like a weird thing where they throw a ball, but it represents a card that you pull.
Yeah,
it's not really it's not really the thing. And dice either. You can't do dice in California.
Oh, interesting. It's
okay.
I mean, I love roulette though. It's like
I love roulette too. I love roulette when I go to Vegas. It's excellent. I mean, I'm a poker. 99% of my time in the casino is at the poker table, but I do love some table games once in a while. So that's definitely. I don't understand that one. That's got to be just a massive amount of money from Las Vegas coming in that flooded the market, because every 2 seconds I would see they want to turn every phone into a gambling device. And all the kids are going to be betting their life savings away.
You also, I don't know. Do you also think that like there's not a lot of gamblers in California, or like, I don't know. I was just so surprised at like how. No. I was just surprised at the numbers. It's like not even half.
You can still gamble in California.
Yeah,
you can still get. I mean, there's a lot of bookies. There's a lot of sites that'll take your action, even if you are not in the. Even if it's technically not legal, there's still a shitload. There's still a shitload of people. So right now it looks like Boebert might pull this one out. Democrats leading. Well, look how close it is. 50.01% to 49.99.
Jeez.
So we stop updating these. Our best estimate is the race is leaning towards Boebert. So she might come back and win it, but she definitely got a scare. She definitely got.
He got humbled for a little bit.
Well, I know.
Well, we don't know, right? Knock on wood. Let's see.
She's dumb as a bag of rocks, so who's gonna know, really? But we shall figure it out.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what's happening in the elections. Georgia, we're gonna go to a runoff. So that might be just like last time when they had the runoff and both the Democratic candidates, which kept it at 50-50. It might be the same thing. Stacey Abrams loses the gubernatorial race, and then Beto loses. And then there was a little bit of a backlash against them because they're like, they burned so much money on those campaigns. So basically, they were saying they were blue, but only good at burning Democratic money. And I don't know. Beto lost the Senate race, right? He was trying to take out. Oh boy, what's his name? The Texas guy that everybody hates.
Yeah.
He got booed at the Yankee game. He gets
Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz.
Yeah,
Ted Cruz. Yeah.
Ted Cruz, who actually went to Yale.
Wait, are you telling me Ted won?
No, Ted wasn't up for review this year. It was but Ted beat Beto last time. And then Beto runs for governor and Greg Abbott beats him.
Yeah, Greg Abbott.
So it's like, and so now people are still like, well, Beto needs to go for something bigger. So I don't know. Beto might be running for president at some point soon.
Y'all are trying to make fetch happen. Stop trying to make Beto happen.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good guy. He would be a great vice presidential candidate, I think.
Yeah. And I don't like him particularly, so I don't know. But he has a good reputation. I don't know. Whatever.
What don't you like?
He's just a normal corporate Democrat. He's not, neither here nor there. He'd be another Obama, another Biden, another Hillary, another whatever.
Not progressive.
No, he's not progressive at all. No. But we have Biden, and we're voting for the lesser of two evils. That's I'm trying to be a little more positive and less nihilistic about politics. So, yay, Beto.
Yeah, so the story is, regardless of the inflation numbers and the crime numbers, or what the Republicans ran on, which is price of gas and security, abortion rights, which are important to women and younger people, and not destroying Social Security, were the key components for the Democrats to be able to hold off losing both the Senate so far. It still might be up in the air, it still might be close, but it definitely was not the red wave, the red tsunami that people were predicting.
No.
And it definitely wasn't the bloodbath, the red wedding that many thought. And it wasn't a blue wave. It was kind of like a It was like, but the majority of the people that were mad were Republican pundits who were just like, I can't believe it. How did this happen? We must have been cheated, right?
I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna hear at around their losses. I'm pretty sure we're gonna hear that it was stolen as well. But I mean, realistically, it wasn't a red wave. But yeah, like you said, like it wasn't either or. It's pretty even. So I don't know. They're just gonna find something to bitch about, and
Oh, absolutely.
we'll see.
They'll figure it. They'll figure something to bitch out about.
Yeah, I do think I want to give credit to Biden a little bit, because like I think the biggest reason that isn't being talked about of why it wasn't such a red wave is also has to do with like all the cool shit that he's been doing. Because in the Midwest, usually it's red, and a lot of them flip to blue on these situations, and it's because he is getting jobs. Like with the CHIPS Act and the inflation, what was that? The Inflation Reduction Act as well. Like he's been doing some pretty cool shit that is getting jobs. Like I think under Trump, it was something like 200,000 jobs were sent overseas, something like that. And then under Biden, it's been 350,000 jobs that have been, brought back. So I think industrial America in the Midwest is very happy with him currently. So yeah, kudos to him.
Yeah, as much as people talk shit and well, I think that was part of it. I still think that young people voting, and maybe because they were making fun of them for like engaging TikTok people and having influencers at the White House, right? Meanwhile, they got the fucking young vote out. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So good for them.
That's good. And then also what gets the young people out to vote? Shit like abortion rights, shit like the student loan forgiveness. I mean,
they did a lot of good stuff. He's done some stuff. He's also not done some stuff. And like I said, they ran on crime, they ran on inflation, gas prices, and on Let's Go Brandon. And Democrats won on abortion rights, women's rights, basically that, right? And on just, we're fixing the economy, we're adults in the room. And then Republicans also ran on the election was rigged, and we're still bitching about it 2 years later. And this is and they also shot themselves in the foot by saying, oh no, we got to vote in person. That's how we vote in person. That's how we do it. Don't vote by mail. And
what do they run on? It's all about like, we are angry and we want to keep being angry, so we're gonna make you angry. Like there's no policy, there's nothing, there's no basis there. I'm just trying to think, why would anyone vote Republican?
I don't know.
No, you gotta be really radicalized there.
They're blaming Generation Z. Generation Z is destroying the country at the ballot box.
Boomers are dying off. Just deal with it, guys. Be graceful.
You can't fight against the youth, man. They're rude people. You can't fight against the youth. They got time on their side. They will fucking wait you out, and there's no major world war to send all the 18-year-olds to. They're around. More than 8 million Americans have turned 18 over the past 2 years. Even more over the next 2 years. Republicans will continue to lose their base to old age. And while Gen Z and millennials recognize their political power and create a new base of voters for Democrats. So The positive could be that. The positive could be there. And a lot of those Gen Zers, I'm assuming, are progressive.
That's true. However, I feel like you know, the right is being quite successful at radicalizing younger people as well. You see it with like fuck, what's his name? Like Rittenhouse. Yeah, Kyle Rittenhouse. And like, you know, you just get some like the girl we're gonna talk about later on. Fuck is her name? Sophia Rosing. Stuff like that you're starting to see sort of some youth that is also very white supremacy, fascist-y, racist-y.
Yeah, they're still there.
You know?
They're
I'm sure
still there.
yeah. So
no, absolutely, you're right, but I think there's more on the other side.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't fuck as much.
No, I agree. I gotta go get my charger. Hold on. They don't fuck as much. Ahorita regreso. Hold on. Give me a moment.
All right. Sophia's taking a break. We're here to remind you that we are live. Mi Gente Show across all platforms on the Twitter Network. Anybody listening to us on our podcast, Mi Gente Show at Podbean, at Spotify, on iTunes, Good Pods, anywhere you get your podcast, search for us by Mi Gente Show. Please, 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 if you're listening, hit the like button on this episode. Give us a rating. Share it with your friends. It helps the algorithm out tremendously. And we have been growing organically thanks to everybody that listens. We understand that it's two separate experiences. Sometimes watching us live on stream as we record a podcast, and then the stream gets converted to a podcast for our listeners the next few days. But you know, it's what we're doing it now, and that's how it's going to be. So thank you for everybody. As we wrap up election talk, so the red whimper is what it's being called.
Okay, I see that. Yeah. Let's be humble. People. Okay.
Other than Florida and I think Ohio, the Democrats did pretty good.
Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with myself.
All right, back to the shit show that has been Twitter over the last couple of weeks since.
My God, Elon.
Elon bit it. So, you know, I defended Twitter when this first happened, and I still defend it. He waits till after the election to blow out the Twitter verification, Twitter Blue, which is $8 a month. For $8 a month, you get allegedly less ads. You get a blue check mark, which was supposed to help own the libs, because literally the way they're selling the new Twitter Blue is it only will work if everybody uses it, because essentially it's a different experience. There's less ads. You will get priority mentions and results, which means you'll show up, or your response, if you're Twitter Blue, to a thread will show up ahead of other ones that aren't verified. And the thought process, I guess, from his dumbass perspective, was that would cut down on bots. However, logging into Twitter today, there's a shitload of bots that have the blue check mark because it is not ID verified. It's payment verified. So all you're verifying is, I have an account. The account is my name, so I could verify myself as at Big Chief Burrito. And they wouldn't check for my ID or anything. It would just be, yeah, this is the Big Chief Burrito, and he has paid $8 a month.
Yeah, didn't Ethan Klein or somebody do like an Elon Musk one and like verified himself?
Right. So Elon comes on Twitter, he buys it. He says comedy's legal again, because that was his big thing. We can't make jokes anymore. Immediately, people start making jokes about him, and he suspends their account. And then his excuse is, unless your account is specifically labeled as a parody account and you impersonate people, we're going to suspend your account. So he suspended Kathy Griffin and a bunch of other comedians and a bunch of other people.
I love them. Love comedians.
Right. So this is the real Elon Musk page, right? This is Elon Musk, at Elon Musk, blah, blah, blah. This is a verified Elon Musk parody page. So all this person did was have his account, Elon _R Nusk. And this is his parody account.
And it says parody, so he's allowed to be.
So he's a parody. All right, so these are some of the fake Elon Musk. Going forward, any Twitter handles not attending my no loads refused pimped out cum dump event will be permanently suspended. Starting today, we'll begin offering Twitter Gold, a free subscription that gets you yearly family vacations and nightly dinners with me if your name is Grimes. Please come back. I love you. Hi, it's me, Elon Musk. You can tell because I'm verified.
Yeah.
So apparently, as long as you pick an account name and then it'll trigger a review if you change your name. So if I was like Lou Martinez and and with a check mark and I try to change my name to Sofia Corrales with a check mark, that would be the thing, right? So I mean, he's just been going, like he was doing the trolling. Your feedback is appreciated. Now pay $8. He then went out and said, vote Republican to independent-minded voters, blah, 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 vote Republican. He also tweeted out this meme with Nazis in it for some reason. He's all over the place.
Yeah. And it's weird because this is coming from the guy who touted not saying your political ideologies or whatever out on Twitter. I think there was a video of him saying something like that, similar to that, and now he's like publicly supporting the right, which is interesting. The Nazi stuff is interesting. I don't know. I feel like he bought it and really thought it was going to be like a money-making machine, or I don't know, maybe he thought that like the right would support him and pay, but in reality, Twitter is not something that makes money the way that I'm sure he was expecting it to, right? They make money off of AdSense and stuff like that, but it's mainly just a platform for people to just speak their mind. And so for him to come in, he's trying to make it kind of like a subscription service almost. It's interesting for me to see how he's trying to find ways to privatize it. And I'm kind of liking it. I'm excited to see how he burns this to the ground.
Right, because you have all these people, like for example, somebody we listen to, like Hasanabi, he is verified because he's a public figure, right? He said, "I'm not going to pay $8 to get verified. I don't care about the blue check mark."
Yeah.
So basically, the whole thing is the blue check mark is supposed to be for only the libs and only the liberal media because, I have the same check mark as you. I'm verified. The stories that I put out are just as valid as you, New York Times. Fuck you, right? I'm Joey Bag of Donuts, right? So, but the thing is, now the accounts that are verified through the old verification process, which is by followers, by being a notable person, stuff like that, they have to pay $8 to then get downgraded to this. So the verified account, when you click on the verification, says this account is verified because it's subscribed to Twitter Blue.
Yeah.
So I could do this right now for Big Chief Burrito. And it'll be verified, and it'll be Big Chief Burrito with a check mark. But when you click on it, it's going to say here. The real Elon Musk, when you click on it, says this account is verified because it's a notable in government, news, entertainment, or other designated category.
So it doesn't matter.
So they're not the same.
They're not the same.
He can't do what he wants because to do what he wants, every person was verified through the OG process, which was tough. And I follow journalists that are like, man, I can't get verified, right?
Yeah.
So basically, he told all those people, and Stephen King was famously, he had an interaction with Stephen King. Stephen King, $20 a month? I'm the one bringing the content to the platform. I'm not doing that. And he's like, all right, how about $8 a month? Right?
Yeah.
So $8 a month for everybody to get the lower level verified to Twitter Blue. The only thing the blue check mark says is this motherfucker's paying for Twitter.
Yeah.
That's it.
You're paying to have a check mark that's low key saying that you're paying.
Relax, you can tell who bought their check mark by clicking on it. Free agency.
Oh no, that's sad.
Yeah. Then there's wait, I saw a meme. I'll find the meme that I found, which is you're paying for Twitter. Dumbass.
I'm paying to feel important. Damn it! Why would you snitch on me?
Yeah, the entire thing he wanted was for people, and all it is, and most of the accounts are like crypto accounts. What's up, Blue Mage? A
Hey,
lot of the
Blue
accounts are
Mage.
like, a lot of them were like crypto accounts, scam accounts, bot accounts that for $8 now can get a little blue check mark, but really it means fucking nothing.
Yeah. Where do
And
you
me,
think? Where do you see the future of Twitter going? I mean, aside from it's unpredictable, where do you
well,
think?
I think not having a blue check mark is the new blue check mark, right?
Yeah, I feel cooler than ever not having one right now.
No, absolutely, because there's nothing that you there's nothing that you can do because it's not the same.
It's not the same.
You are not the same as the New York Times. You're not the same as even like TMZ.
Mm-hmm.
You're not the same as any of them. You're not the same as them. You are not going through the same process of verification that they are. It is
Yeah.
impossible for that. And all the little blue check mark says is I pay $8 a month for this free website.
Yeah. For this
Just
free website.
just so I can, yeah, and
Well, is
literally,
he gonna start maybe putting restrictions unless you pay? Like, yeah, I think like, oh, if you use or blue, your I don't know, your shit's gonna go or something like that, right? There's like restrictions, I think, right?
yeah, so basically
Benefits.
when the main thing that he's selling is that, so there's actually people that I've seen even on Facebook and Twitter posting, "Oh, thank you, Elon. I'm happy that I got the like, look, I'm verified." And there
Mm,
might be some accounts like actors, like people like us that if you wanted to verify Mi Gente show for $8, right?
mm-hmm.
Which would, but that doesn't stop anybody else from creating an account with your name on it.
Yeah.
So he buys it. He tweets out, I should buy Twitter for X amount of dollars. And Twitter's like, yeah, that's well above stock price. We'll accept that offer.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, all right, I'm gonna buy Twitter to save free speech. And so that
Fun.
I can talk shit about trans people or
Yeah.
whatever it is he wanted to do, bring comedy back.
Mm-hmm.
Then he says, actually, I want to look at how many bots there are before I play. They're like, no, you already signed contracts. We're going to take you to court and force you to buy Twitter at the price you said. And even though the board of Twitter knew that he was going to flush it down the toilet, they had the obligation to accept that price because they wouldn't be doing the fiduciary thing, because they're like, you're
Mm-hmm.
a stockholder. We're getting a price that's well above what the stock price is. We're getting paid probably 3 or 4 times what the company's actually worth. We have to sell, or else it would be irresponsible for us not to, right?
Mm-hmm.
He gets forced to sell. They're about to take it to court. He realizes he's going to leave. He's like, fuck it. I'll buy it, right? Then he buys it. He starts beefing with everybody. He makes people pay $8 for some shit. People have been leaving in droves, but I've also seen a lot of people coming towards Twitter. There's a lot of traffic going on. So you're right. What's going to be different is if my experience changes, because who I follow is not going to be different, right? Because I'm already following the people that I'm following,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm already connected to the people that I'm connected. So I don't think that part will change. If he starts giving, because what he said when he was talking to the advertisers, because advertisers were like, oh, the N-word use is up. Twitter's not the place to advertise anymore. So a shitload of advertisers stop advertising on Twitter, right?
And that was the book of their Munchka.
Yeah, so that was their money started going down. The $8 a month is only gonna be good if a shitload of people. So he wanted everybody that was verified to pay up. But if they pay up, they get switched to the other verified.
Yeah.
Which it makes no sense for
Yeah.
you to pay $8 to get taken down to a rank that says you're verified because you paid, not you're verified. So if they don't verify, certain percentage of those people and those institutions are keeping their legacy status as verified through legacy or some shit like that, which is much
What?
better than paying $8. It doesn't make any fucking
It
sense.
doesn't.
It makes literally zero fucking sense what they're
He
doing.
didn't think this through, did he?
He doesn't. He's not good.
I'm so excited though. This is like I already didn't really use Twitter much, but I did respect it for what it was, and I see the utility in it. So it does kind of, it's a little heartbreaking to see it, a boat sink like that. Such a majestic, beautiful boat. But yeah, no, my petty Mexican side is like, ooh, chismecito caliente todo el día.
So yeah, so if, for example, if I respond to a conversation with friends of mine and I'm not getting any responses because so what he says is non-verified accounts, you're gonna have to scroll far down to see responses from not verified accounts.
What?
So if that actually happens, then thousands of people, millions of people will leave.
Right.
Then it's done. The only way he can salvage it is if he does tiers. So people who were verified through the legacy can keep like a verified legacy check mark. People who are verified through Twitter Blue, but you have to verify ID. You have to verify ID if you're going to do that, and then the no ad experience has to be. I don't even notice ads on Twitter really that much.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't.
And then also like you can't offer benefits to certain users and not to others because that defeats the purpose of what Twitter stood for, which was, it was a town square. So I don't know. I feel like if it becomes a subscription service, I don't know that I'm going to stick around. I don't know. It just doesn't sound fun. It doesn't sound cool. I mean, I will stick around just for the chisme, pero I don't know. I don't think it's going to work out. Hot take. I don't think it's going to work out.
All right, just in case, we're over on Mastodon at Luis Martinez at screenwriting.space. If you guys want. No, well,
is that the new Twitter?
No, there's Mastodon, there's Blue Sky that they're working on. There's a couple of other ones. Mastodon is kind of like the hot one that people were like, I'm gonna create an account on here just in case. So I was like, fuck it. I mean, if there's
Be Real, catch me on Be Real, people.
If there's a place coming up.
See, this is where we part ways. I go where the Gen Z people are. I'm gonna be like, I'm on TikTok and Be Real now.
What's Be Real?
Be Real is this app that makes you take a picture of yourself, both from your front facing and back facing camera, once a day. At any given moment. Yeah, at a specific time. And it's fucking hilarious. Yeah. It's really great. I got one at the beginning of the year and I didn't have any friends. I only had like Alexis. That was pretty much it. And it's gotten big, at least with my peers lately. And so now it's becoming a social media. But then again, it's becoming more mainstream, which defeats the purpose because it was supposed to be about being real, and people's Be Reals are becoming more be curated,
Yeah. No, of course it's going to happen.
I'm like, no, it was supposed to be the anti-Instagram.
It's not going to last like that. Come on.
It's not. But it was fun while it lasted. It was people on toilets. It was people with no makeup. It was great.
They did a skit about it on SNL.
I have not seen this season of this SNL. I need to tune in.
It fell off a little bit.
I heard. Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that. I'll tune in.
All right. Yeah, so that's what's happening on Twitter. Yeah. So it's gonna depend because the new Twitter Blue doesn't really mean much. So if he's gonna go all in on it and he's like fuck it till the wheels goes off, then he's really gonna have to enforce those rules and really like shadow ban a bunch of other people, I guess, so that and then I would none of that would make me like sure, I'll start paying $8. It would make me more like, all right, hey, here are the people that I've connected with. I can still instant message them, and I can still be in the groups that you create on Twitter, but I don't have to be part of the overall town square. It's fine. I won't mind leaving there.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. All right, moving right along.
Yes.
This was a story here on the world's prettiest cop.
Donde?
Mm,
Oh my goodness.
apparently. So apparently this is a cop in Medellin in Colombia.
Oh my god, arrest me now. Oh my god. I'm gonna steal some shit. Stop. There's no way. Stop.
So she's a cop in Medellin, my hometown. And apparently, but she's okay with leaving, and she goes to work in Colombia. But apparently, she's the hottest cop in the world. Although she says she is open to leaving her crime fighting career.
She's gonna have to after this shit.
Become an influencer or something like that. So
yeah, she's gonna now.
She's a pretty hot cop, though.
Hot cop. Hot cop. Hot cop alert.
Hot cop alert. Hot
Oh
phone.
man. Oh man. If you can make me a Blue Lives Matter, that's how you do it.
All right. Attractive female students no longer earning higher grades when classes moved online. I'm not sure how real this is, but
it doesn't sound real. As someone who's done a lot of article reviews and kind of like read empirical articles, how do you measure attractive?
Right.
How do you get how do you get your subjects for this experiment? How do you measure?
New psychology findings suggest that attractive students earn higher grades in school, but for female students, this beauty premium disappears when classes are taught remotely.
Okay.
The findings were published in the journal Economic Letters. A large body of research suggests that physical appearance has an impact on a person's success. That's true.
There's plenty of research for that. Yeah.
For example, attractive people tend to earn more money and report higher life satisfaction than less attractive people. Adoy. Interesting. One account suggests that beauty advantage can be explained by discrimination. Blah, blah, blah. Employers may inherently favor attractive over unattractive workers. And so this may have changed when certain classes got moved to online. So if your professor had a bias and it was like, yes, Sophia, I'll stay after class and help you figure out this math problem or whatever.
Is that all this article says, or does it actually have like a link to a research paper?
All right. When analyzing the data, Mehek first found evidence of the beauty premium in traditional in-person instructions for non-quantitative courses, business economics that were taught fully online. Student attractiveness was positively correlated with student grades. However, this effect was not found for quantitative courses, e.g., math, physics. This was in line with the researchers' expectations, since non-quantitative classes tend to include assignments and presentations that encourage student-teacher interaction. The results next revealed that the switch to online instruction eliminated the beauty premium, but only for female students. For non-quantitative courses, attractive female students saw a decline in their grades with remote instruction, while attractive male students continued to enjoy a beauty advantage. According to the study author, these findings suggest that discrimination most likely explains the beauty premium for female students who no longer had higher grades when classes turned remote, but for male students who continue to see higher grades with attractiveness even when student-teacher interaction was low. Beauty seems to be a productivity-enhancing attribute.
I'm so intrigued to read this research. Can you send me the link?
Yeah, I'll do that right now.
I'll read it on my downtime.
Yeah.
But I mean, it would be a fair hypothesis to make, right? Like, hey, people benefit from their looks. And so when you go remote and you no longer see each other's faces or bodies, obviously that takes away that privilege, I guess.
Smell them.
It's an easy correlation to make, I guess. But I will say, I was in school online, and they still make you do presentations with your face in it. They were like, I won't see your face. I try to get out of it. So
yeah, but
that's how I know.
Can I see your face? And then there's the presence, right? Because a lot of it has to do with being in the same room with people. IMO.
Yeah, I agree. I will say the article said that it didn't work for guys, right? Guys still saw.
Yeah, yeah. So
that's so weird.
You are so weird.
Okay.
Who knew?
Oh no.
I mean, aren't you glad you graduated before the pandemic? Is what I'm saying.
Well, no, because I did my master's during the pandemic.
Oh, so you could have gotten higher grades if they would have been able to see you in person.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah. Thank you. Yes, I know, right? Could have seduced my teachers. My 60-year-old straight female teachers.
All right. So, okay, so this is a little girl was tapping on the glass and pumping her chest at a gorilla enclosure when this happens.
Fuck around and find out.
You doing a little thing?
Oh, hell no.
Oh, fuck.
Por pendeja.
Do you see this part here is my favorite part? Look at that crack.
Oh my god. Yeah, I know. I was like,
that immediately that crack scares it. Look at that crack. That would be out of there so fast.
I would have, no. I would have ran and left my child there.
Like, you know what? Oh my god. Whoa. Why are these people so calm?
I know. Why is he laughing like, ha ha ha?
Why are these people so calm and not like running for their lives?
I would be terrified.
Yeah, I'm out of there. I'm out of there like last year. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else we got here.
Planet of the Apes, man. It's happening.
This was I've had this one for a while. This is second Tinder date, or I think what was this? It was this dude. Yeah, this is this dude on our second Tinder date.
If a girl is like not fertile, it's a massive red flag for me.
What do you mean though?
I mean, like it's like if she's not like, it's like what's the point? Which is like why I bring it up in the first place, because it's like if we're gonna go on another date, I just like want to know like where you're at with like your fertility window. Like, do you track that or?
That's weird. That's creepy.
I know it's like kind of being invasive, right? Yeah. But you're just like such an incredible specimen. Like I feel like okay, how about like fertile, infertile? Like just tell me what's up.
There's no way this is real. No way.
If a girl is like not fertile, it's.
But cringe video aside, what are your thoughts on that, on fertility?
On fertility?
Fertility being a factor as to whether you do or do not date somebody.
I mean, if I was these people might be like in their 20s, maybe.
Yeah.
And I guess it could be more relevant, I guess. If I'm like 19, 23, 24, 26, I'm like a young guy and I'm thinking about like forever fantasy La La Land, then yeah, I would think, oh yeah, what's your fertility right now? Now I'm like, the lower the better, right? Now I'm just like,
they're like infertile. Get over here.
Because my dad had me when he was 45, and then I had to have an old dad my whole life.
Yeah, and
I don't know. I don't know if I would want to be the old dad and have to have a kid go through the old dad thing. It's a whole different thing, you know?
Yeah.
So for me personally, I don't think that it would matter to me.
Yeah.
If it was a girl, she's like, I'm super fertile. I'd be like, oh. I'd be like,
stay away. So similar, tables turned, I guess.
Like if a guy's like, look, I got really low sperm count.
Yeah.
My boys can't swim.
Guys just be knowing that, they just.
I mean, he could know that.
I don't know. I think it's a fair question for both male and female. If you want to reproduce, if that's in your plans. In general, the conversation of, do you want children? Can you have children? Will you want to have children? That needs to happen eventually at some point. Right. But I don't know that it's a second date. And I don't know that you ask that way. Like, hey, from fertile or not fertile, tell me when to stop.
Tell me when to stop.
Tell me when to stop. Such a great specimen. Like, Bro, there's better ways of asking.
Such a beautiful You're such a beautiful creature.
You're such a good specimen. Like it's more about a family planning. Just ask if you want children, ask if you can have children, ask how many, etc., etc.
I don't know, man. The incels are.
Yeah, they're wilding. They're out here.
They're wilding out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. A couple more things here, and then we'll get out of your way. Okay, this one I sent this one and tell you right. You have to fuck one, marry one, kill one, send one to the wall here.
Okay. I was terrified by how easily I chose.
Okay.
Now tell me if I'm correct or incorrect. Hold on.
All right.
I would wait, no. I just changed my mind. Hold on. Fuck. Okay.
You got Jon Snow, you got Aegon, you got Daemon, and you got Aemond.
It's just I hate all of them so much,
Really?
Yeah, including Jon Snow. Yes, I dislike Jon Snow. I would kill Aemond. Like I would just kill him. I'm just like, one-eye Aemond. I don't like him.
You don't like him, huh?
I hate him. He not only do I dislike him, I just find him to be so creepy, like cringe, which is weird because his brother's like a rapist, a public masturbator, a douchebag. He's just all the worst things. A drunk. Yeah. So the fact that I dislike Aemon more, it's weird. But he just
Mm-hmm.
So we can kill him.
Daemon's got the daddy choke me vibes, right?
Yeah, exactly. So Daemon, I'm between marry and fuck. It's really difficult.
Okay.
But I think I'll go with marry.
Okay, so you're marrying
I'm marrying Daemon.
Okay.
The uncle. Hear me out. I just, he's just whatever. I'll take him. He might be a murderer.
You can
whatever.
fix him.
I can fix him. Yes.
Right.
So I'm marrying him. Fuck. What does that leave? Oh,
so
I would send the king to the wall.
Okay. He's not gonna.
Because I can't stand him. Yeah, I can't stand him. And I'm gonna fuck Jon Snow. And the reason being, he is very innocent, and yeah, I would love to corrupt him a little.
And he eats pussy.
Yes. Wait, can I switch? Never mind. I'll marry him.
Yeah, you fuck David one time.
Yeah, I'll fuck David one
Jon
time.
Snow.
I'll marry Jon Snow. Whatever. It's just I can't stand Jon Snow. I just can't stand him. I think it's a me thing though. What about you?
Oh, if I had to do this?
Yeah, you do it.
Well, it's different for me. I would definitely kill
creepy rapist.
Creepy Aegon. Yeah, creepy the elder, right? Right? Yeah. Aegon the elder.
Mm-hmm.
I would marry Daddy Chokes a lot.
Yeah. See? Okay, so you agree with me. You feel me. Okay.
And I would fuck one-eyed Aemon. Probably
really?
Fuck him. Yeah, I fuck him in his eye hole.
Yeah, it's because you kind of hate him, huh? And you see yourself as a top, so you'd be like, I'd fuck him.
And I'd send Jon to the wall because he would like that better.
That's true.
He's been there. True. He's probably got some of his stuff there. No, I also the thing I hate about Jon Snow is that they marginalize him. Obviously, they didn't mean nothing to him. The I don't want it stuff, but mostly that he's a flawed, good character. Anytime you have a character that's so good where they don't understand that killing one person to save like 1,000 is the noble thing to do.
Oh yeah, I hate that. Yeah.
They're so good, they're flawed. There's the trope about those types of characters. They're like they're so good that they're like, but if
stupid.
this like when he wouldn't lie to Cersei and say that I can't lie.
Yeah.
They're like, Jon Snow, just fucking lie. She's fucking Cersei. Just lie to the bitch. And then he's like, I can't do it. I'm too honorable. I'm Jon fucking Snow. And it's like, oh, God.
Like, you're a fucking idiot. Yeah.
I will say probably that, like, when he runs after, because he, like, and then even running after his brother, in the middle of the field, when you know that Ramsay was going to fucking kill him, like, Sansa was like, no, he's already dead. There's no way he doesn't kill him in front of you to tempt you. he's so flawed because he's so good, too good.
Mhm.
But that shot of him in the Battle of the Bastards where he's just like, fuck it, and he just takes his sword out and he's like, all right, I'm not gonna need this anymore, and he just like,
Mhm.
and then the fucking horse is like,
Yeah,
that's
that was
probably
good.
one. It's probably one of my favorite shots of the whole show. So
I agree. It was beautiful, that fucking episode.
no interest in the Jon Snow show.
No, zero interest.
It's him hanging out on the wall.
On the wall, yeah.
I mean, or in the with the wildlings, right?
Yeah. Oh, R.I.P. Ygritte.
Ygritte. Oh yeah.
Ygritte.
You know nothing. All right.
Whoa.
I think everybody pretty much has heard about Sophia Rosing. Just I'm gonna mute it, but you can tell she's fucking drunk. We're watching the video of her. It went viral over the last couple of days. She's fucking drunk as a fucking skunk. There's a student that's working the desk at night. She comes off, starts calling her the N-words, calling her ugly, trying to swing at her, tries pushing stuff at her. The cops show up. She starts singing the N-word, and then she takes a punch, and she takes a swing at the cops. And then Kentucky, the University of Kentucky was like, yeah, we're going to look into it.
Yeah, we talk about the self-control of that girl just not fucking knocking her out. I would beat the shit out of her. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she would have been better off to crash out at whatever party she was at, right?
Yeah. Although I do have a feeling, since white supremacy is like super prevalent in this country, I have a feeling she's gonna Kyle Rittenhouse a little bit and just become a martyr for that side. Knock on wood, obviously, but
she's already going to rehab, so they picked her up from jail. She got was caught in video striking a freshman, blah blah. She's going to withdraw from the university today or tomorrow. She's very embarrassed and humiliated. She already has a lawyer, and they're already sending her to rehab to blame alcohol.
Well, that's good, but
so
I don't know, where does that stem from? Like, in what? I understand that people do stupid shit when they're drunk, but that's like some deep-seated racism that just, like, you can't just be like, I drank too much.
Yeah.
What? What?
Yeah, it's just lubrication. It doesn't turn you racist. It just lets you say the stuff that you don't say out loud normally.
Yeah.
It makes you more of you.
And like the assault part too. It's like, what was going on in her head? I don't know. She just went at her. I don't know. I feel so bad for the victim. Like,
yeah, no, it's fucking horrible. That she had to go through that and just trying to do her job. And I don't know. It's horrible what Black people and people of color have to go through with this fucking bullshit. Go to Kentucky, going to a nice school, you're working, you're a freshman. This fucking entitled racist ass bitch shows up drunk one night, starts fucking sing-songing you and calling you the N-word and fucking telling you that you're ugly and fuck you.
Trying to swing at you too.
And all you're trying to do is fucking help her so she doesn't fall on her ass and break her neck.
Yeah, being an RA is already fucking shit enough. Like, you already have to be there. Everyone's coming home drunk.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah.
I'm sorry.
So anyway, everybody's pretty much heard about it. Probably it's disgusting.
So, yeah.
Hopefully she faces some sort of consequences. She assaulted a police officer, so sure they're gonna send her to jail. She's gonna be embarrassed. She's gonna say that's not who she is. The playbook is written, right?
Yeah.
You said Rittenhouse it. But then we'll who knows?
We'll
Who knows what'll happen? We'll know.
Yeah. Just be better, people. Be better.
Be better. This is a creepy video from this last week.
The Cracker Barrel.
Going to play a song for a woman that I kind of like, and I got there, and she saw me, and she immediately pulled away, and I wasn't forcing her to listen or anything, I just wanted to play the song for her, give her her own choice if she wanted to be with me. You know? Does she know you? Yeah, I worked with her there for like 5-6 months.
Did y'all have a relationship?
No, we were talking a little bit, but it never really got serious. But anyways, I pulled up there, and I was in the other parking lot, and I saw her in her car, and I was like, oh shoot, it's my moment. So I pulled up there next to her, she pulled away from me, and so I chased her a little bit, just because, I don't know, women are crazy. Like, I felt like she wanted me to chase her.
Crazy?
Wait, what?
It's just like, I only went like a couple of walks down the street. Well, I had my song playing, and I wanted to, like, for a year, maybe. Well, anyways, her father called me up. And
so anyway, this.
My life, and so I just wanted to have his name on file.
Wait. I got lost in the plot. What happened? What is this man saying?
So this is a guy who was in love with this chick he worked with. The woman is gay, and basically he's upset that there's like a gay agenda, and that's the reason that he's there, because he wants to play a song for her. And if he plays this song for her, she will understand his feelings for her, and she will make up her decision.
Wow.
So and then I guess he calls the cops on himself or something, because her dad was bothering him or something like that. So this is kind of like a full self-report. And then there's he records a video after this, but this is just kind of more cringy, okay?
But he's like cussing at me. He says, I'm gonna do something to you. I swear I do something to you.
For chasing your daughter?
Yeah, but it wasn't chasing. It was like going down a couple streets. Like, that's like fun to women. Like, women like that. A little bit of excitement.
No, they don't.
Well, what about like
if I was porn, I'd probably tell you the same thing.
What about like BDSM porn, where women like to have rape fantasies?
Well, apparently Israel doesn't.
Well, who knows? Most women do like having rape fantasies.
So you can smell the incel from across the phone.
Yeah.
So he has this interaction with police.
This is why I find it so hard to date men. Jeez.
Sorry. We are horrible. So
the incel community is just, man, this stream has really just been like I feel bad for all cops. I never thought I would sympathize with cops this much.
All cops are bastard except these guys.
Except these guys. These guys have to sit there and just listen to this incel give them like freaking.
Well, he wanted it. Sophia, he has a song that if you listen to it will turn you ungay. And
that's
if you
scientifically, that's how that works.
If you just listen to him and give him a chance, you will drop the gay agenda and you will realize that you should be with him.
Yeah. Even if he followed you down the street for blocks.
He probably liked it.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
That's fun to girls.
I think girls love that. Yeah.
All right. So then he gets into his car after.
Shit. Of course, that's what he looks like.
You know what? Lindsay's dad. I hope you see this fucking video. You know what happens when women don't ever, come to terms with themselves? Bad shit happens.
What?
I don't know. Something the cops want to deny me trying to get her to be straight. Something is wrong about that. I don't see why these traditional ass motherfuckers think they can speak shit whenever it's this woke, belligerent LGBT shit that has her right now. And her father controlling the bullshit.
This is like,
I just don't.
This is giving me that mass shooter from Santa Barbara vibes. Do you remember that? That one guy that just like shot a bunch of women, like random bystander students, just because no girl would date him.
Yeah.
And he did like a video in his car before he killed himself as well. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, no, it starts off cringy and then it gets scary
It's scary, yeah.
Because this falls under the I saw this posted somewhere else where it was like, guys are afraid that girls are gonna laugh at them. Girls are afraid that guys will murder them. This guy literally thinks that he has the right to stalk this girl who is clearly told him that she's not into him and that she's gay, and he feels that he has the right to pursue her, chase her, and force her to listen to a shitty ass song that's gonna magically make her change her mind and realize that she's not gay and that she loves him and his fucking pubic hair fucking beard.
Yeah. It's the entitlement of like, I don't know, where do these guys get off of like, I am entitled to your time, your attention, your body. I don't know, dude. Get a personality, become your better self, and then maybe someone will date you for who you are instead of just like having all of these tantrums because no one will fucking date you. I don't know. I feel like it's hard to feel pity for people like this.
Yeah, I don't understand where it happens that they get bad advice or something happens in their life and it's just like they don't click. Yeah, I said it again, man. It's not even just if you're just a normal person and just develop some sort of personality, focus on one or two things that you're good at. It's not that hard to talk to people and just have a normal life.
Yeah, it really isn't. And it's like this victim mentality that's like, I remember like way back in like the beginning of our pod, I had a little bit more sympathy for incels because I have a little brother. And so it's one of those things of like, I understand how it's difficult growing up as a man. And, you're getting told all these rhetorics of like, you have to be whatever the fuck, right? I had a little bit more sympathy, but at the same time, it's this entitlement of like, you just get into this bubble of like, we hate fucking like hot men, like the Chads, they're taking all the fucking women, and then all these women who only go for the Chads and for money. And you forget that females also can switch it. Like there's also females that objectively by society standards are not attractive, right? And there are some females that also have trouble dating and finding partners and getting laid. And why do we not see that same violence from that side? Why is it that the self-pitying incels are all of these young men but not women? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's hard to feel pity.
I was gonna say because they're all at abortion rallies, but no, there are female incels, and there are some, and there's anti-feminism women. There's all kinds of subgenres and stuff like that. It's just I feel like they're just more amplified now, and since they're more amplified, more people that have those tendencies turn to feel more open about walking up. Like there's almost like, yeah, I'm part of the incel club. I don't know, I get it, and they're like, so let's do incel things. This is weird.
But maybe they should find each other. What I'm saying is also like there's all these like mediocre to unattractive to just like, decrepit, ugly looking men that go for the 10, that go for the fucking IG model, stalk her, and then get fucking hurt because they won't reply. Bro, shoot your shot to somebody that's like on your level. Like you are this guy's going for a gay fucking woman. And you feel entitled to her like, I just don't understand. Like maybe go find a girl that you have more in common with that's like maybe less attractive. I'm sorry if that's problematic to say, but if there's incel men,
no,
you are shooting your shot with the fucking top tier here. All right, just know yourself, be better, become your best self, and then shoot your shot with whoever it is that you will. But like, learn to take no for an answer. I don't understand all these people that are fucking entitled and can't take no for an answer and can't just deal with rejection. Learn to deal with rejection. How about that?
You can't fuck a 10, you might as well get 5 2s.
Yeah,
that's what I always say.
It's not the end of the world. Know your place, damn it. I don't know. My kitty counter is down.
Yeah, no. There's the whole bet where it's like you need to know your number, and then you can date like 1 above or 2 below, and that's it. So if you're a fucking 6, you could shoot your shot with a 7. but just stick to the 5s and the 4s.
Yeah,
Right?
you see all these 2s going for 10s and then being like, oh, women are these fucking like, shut the hell up. Oh my God.
Yeah.
This woman's gay. She doesn't like you. She doesn't want you. No part of you. And if she was straight, even then, I'm sure she's too hot for you. Get over it.
The one thing I'll say is that, hey, I've shot my shot with some 9s and 10s and have made it happen. So,
but that's because you have a personality, and if they would have said no, you wouldn't have turned and gotten violent on them. It's kind of because you shoot your shot and you don't care. You're just kind of like, all right,
it's
excellent,
fine.
Excellent. Yeah. Same. I can take rejection. I have been rejected, people. It is fine. There's plenty of fish in the fucking sea. I don't understand these men that sit there and whimper and whine and are just like, wah, no one wants to fuck me. You think that's attractive? No one wants to fuck you. So stop whining about it. It makes you more unfuckable.
Yeah, no, you meet a girl, you're interested in her, but she's also a cool person, and you say, hey, and they're like, nah, you know what? You're still cool.
Okay, cool. Yeah, exactly. It's not the end of the world.
Worst thing that happens is a different girl sees you with her, and they're like, oh, he's the other girl co-signed on him,
Yeah, but no, these dudes get so fucking like so hate filled, and then they go commit fucking mass murders. It's
not that serious, man.
Weird.
Go home and jerk off if that's all you can do.
Yeah.
That's the street. All right. Anyway, last thing I wanted to shout out the Scarif Scuttable podcast. I was a guest on a show. Oh, look,
yeah, I saw that.
Yes.
Not all of it because I didn't. Well, I loved it up until the point where you guys started talking about something that I hadn't watched. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, well, I caught up on Andor, but I got invited. It was interesting to be a guest rather than a host.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked a little. Shy girl was asleep in the back.
Oh, shy. Yeah.
Shy girl. But it was a cool podcast. So shout out to Scarif Pod. I am enjoying Andor.
I have not watched Andor.
Hopefully they'll invite me on, and we're going to have them on at some point. So wanted to shout them out as well. All right, let's do this. It's time.
It's time.
Now it's time for
No Namez Wei.
No Namez Wei. No Namez.
No Namez.
Let's do it.
All right, Lusty Busty writes in. She says, well, I'm assuming it's she says because it's Lusty Busty, but it might not be. Made a pact with a friend about getting married if neither of us were by 40. We're both 43. What does Lusty Busty do? Oh, Lusty Busty. What does Lusty Busty do?
So they're both 43 and they're both unmarried, I'm assuming.
And they're both unmarried, and they made a pact that if they would get married, where neither of them were 40. Well, it's been 3 years, so
bring it up.
Somebody, you should just don't bring it up. Just bring up a date. It's like, what do you think about a spring wedding?
Oh my God.
And then,
what kind of cake do you want?
What kind of cake do you want? Do you want to go cake? He's like, just next time you're hanging out, just be like, hey, do you want to go cake shopping?
Yeah.
Who would you invite? Bring it up in theory, and then see if the idea germinates.
Just bring up a seating chart, a 3D seating chart one day randomly. Like, what do you think of this?
Destination or local?
Have you ever done that? I have a couple agreements. There you go.
You have agreements? You have some.
I have agreements.
You have some fail-safes?
Yes. I don't know that any of them are serious, but we shall see. They usually.
I think I had one of those back in high school, but then
it's a funny thing. It's a fun, like, hey, if we're still single by 35, that's just,
I feel like that's a friend zone agreement, though.
It's like a friend that you're like, hey, I like you enough that we're friends. But
I feel it's like a thing that one friend says to the other who's the one that's less interested, and it's like, but why don't we get together? We're so perfect. And you're like, look, listen, if neither of us is married by the time we're 40, fuck it. All right, I'll marry you. But just like, you know what I mean? Get over it. I'm not into you, right? It's just kind of what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
One side of that argument, one side of that scenario is more excited about that prospect than the other side.
I will say,
for one person, it's hopeful. For the other person, it's desperation. I don't think that it's equally desperation.
I think it's
Figure out which side you're on.
what word is that? Not desperation. It's kind of like, listen,
Settling?
So the dating pool, dating as a millennial is shit. Okay, dating in these times is shit. Nobody knows. Nobody like everyone is non-committal. Everyone has too many options. So you're always dating someone with like, oh, maybe there's someone better, right?
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what I've seen a lot of. And so what ends up happening is all of these like non-committal situationships, and then they don't amount to much.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the times you're like, hey, if we're gonna continue on this path, you want to be my backup? And we're like, all right, cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know that there's
I don't know. I can't contribute to that because I'm not allowed to date millennials. I'm only allowed to fuck them. So.
You're so dumb.
No, you can't. I can't have a relationship with a young person because it's.
Well, are you
creepy and
actively
rumors.
dating though?
No, I mean not any millennials.
Mm-hmm. But you're also not looking for to have children, to get married. That's not particularly something in your mind, right? So for me, I've always been like, I at least want one kid. So my thing is like the clock's ticking, but then I'm kind of like, well, I haven't found that special person. Joe Schmo at 35.
Yeah, well, you still got Joe Schmo as a backup. No, no, I just think that it's funny because like literally it's like you can't date you can't date any. Well, for me it would definitely be the rule I've always tried to go by is half your age plus 7 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is what for me 45, so it'd be like 27. Wait, no, half your age plus 7 years. So
how old am I?
So that would be 23, right? Or 22.
It's 21 for me. I can date a 21-year-old. Ew.
I don't know. I could date the lowest I could date is apparently like 29, 30.
Okay.
But I can fuck 20-year-olds. I mean, I just can't date them. I can't. Right?
They're too fertile for you.
Exactly. They're mature enough to make a decision that they want to, fuck an old guy. No. I can't.
Well,
even that. I'm not. What if I don't want to date them? I don't want to date them.
But you can't fuck them because they're too fertile. You don't want children.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Oh man.
And just like my old couch.
I will say, real advice for lusty busty. Bring it up. Literally, just be like, "Hey, remember what we said?
Is this still a thing?
It's been 3 years." Just bring it up and be like, "Are you actually down though? Is that something like?" Because I'm assuming you're actually wanting to get married. So if you want to, just do it. Life is short.
Do it. Yeah, if you're in your 40s, fuck it.
Yeah,
get married for the gifts.
Tax breaks.
I might do that. Get married for the gifts.
Do it.
Cash it all in. All right. Good luck, Lusty Busty.
Good luck.
They Call Me Groot says, how do you handle jealous friends or colleagues when it comes to entertainment industry? Do you call them out or just ghost them?
I need more context, but the context I need, I guess, is as to how you know they're jealous friends. Like, did they tell you something? Did they talk shit about you? Are they being microaggressive? Like, because that depends. The level of jealousy, how the behavior, because the jealousy is not bad if it's not being acted upon, in my opinion.
Right.
Because someone can use, jealousy can be a useful, set a fire under your ass and make you productive, whatever. Anyway, if it's getting to be a behavior where they're acting out against you, then yeah, that's problematic. But what I need to know is what the crime was, so that I know what is that called? The
verdict.
Yeah, the verdict. There you go. Yeah.
How do you handle jealous friends or colleagues when it comes to the do you call them out or just ghost them? Well, I mean, if it's somebody that, from my perspective on this, for just a limited information, if the only two options you're giving me is do you call them out? Look, you're being a jealous ass bitch.
It sounds like they're doing some sort of behavior towards them, whether that's like comments or like
something
which is
like
not okay.
Microaggressions, comments, bullying, something like that. So if the only options are calling them out and confronting them or just cutting them out of your life, I think the more healthier option is obviously just cutting them out, right? Just distance yourself from them, be cordial, but don't spend any time with them or stay out of their circle.
Yeah.
You know, if you're
And it's
feeling
like,
you have to make a stand, I don't know.
and it's weird because I want to say like what's the quality of the friendship as well. But then again, when I think back to like my highest quality friends, I don't think jealousy would ever, like, I feel like we all love each other, you know? We're all very loving and supportive, and I can't see any of my close friends being like jealous and like nasty. So if they're being jealous and nasty, I feel like that means that you guys aren't that close. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's just my opinion.
that's probably it. I would say that, yeah, and if it's the entertainment industry, it is a dog eat dog industry. It is a hard one. So if you're up for like similar parts and you get it, or you know you're getting more shine than them, then it's gonna happen. You know, some people told me that when you start getting haters or people talking shit, that's when you're getting close to making it. So look at it as a positive, or do the healthy thing and just sort of let them go about their way. They'll know why you won't talk to them anymore, and so will you, and it'll just stay like that. But if you feel that you need to call them out, ask yourself, what's that going to gain? Because that might cause more drama, and then just go from there.
Yeah.
All right. Speaker. So hold on a second here. What am I looking at?
Speaker.
Oh, where's my responses? Oh, sorry. Okay.
That's okay.
Getting a little. Maybe they just shouldn't be friends. Hey, what's up, Mello?
Hey, Mello. Maybe they just shouldn't be friends. I agree.
Okay. Okay. This is what happened. They put the name. Okay. Speaker No More says, bye bye, Nancy. Now you can drink baby juice and bang your old ass husband. Okay. I guess that was a Nancy Pelosi.
We will not get Nancy Pelosi haters right now. Not in this climate.
All right. Just Wondering says, what is the favorite guest you have had?
All of them. We love our guests like we love children equally.
Okay. Yeah. No, we don't play favorites when it comes to guests. Everybody's welcome. I'm gonna say my favorite guest is Sophia when I had her on the show. Yeah. Let me see. Next. All right, one more here. Lusty Busty, they call me Groot. Nancy. Losing faith in myself, writes, I have been on a bad streak of trying to start a new project and then stopping because I am overwhelmed with anxiety, and then stopping and starting again. How do you deal with the thoughts of giving up on your something you love doing because you might not be good enough? I guess it's sort of imposter syndrome, but you're not really supposed to call it imposter syndrome anymore, I heard. If it comes to like arts or direct, sorry, go ahead, Sophia. You got something?
Well, no, I mean, yeah. I don't know. I was just gonna say stamina. Like it's because you and I are creatives, right? And I like to think that we go through waves of productivity and then lulls. Yeah. And I don't know. It's hard to give advice because we all, at least I know for myself, I do that as well. I go through waves and I can find myself in a very anxious and low place. And all I can say is just keep going. Like I don't know, to some extent you just have to continue. Figure out what is causing the anxiety, figure out what is the best way to cope with it, and to separate the two from it not leading to the imposter syndrome, from it not leading to you telling yourself all of these, negative outlooks. Like just separate your creative pursuits from anxiety, I guess. And then you just have to continue. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. Do you ever get down on yourself to the point where you're like thinking of stopping fully, realistically?
That's a good question. I go through. So pandemic happened. Started the podcast to stay creative. I edited old projects. I try to stay creative there. But at some point, people started making movies, and all these people that I know are making features and stuff like that. And at one point, I was like, wait a minute. I've been spending the last 2 years creating content, podcasting, streaming. Am I even still a filmmaker? And made 2 features. I've made a dozen short films. If it was gonna happen, was it gonna happen, or should I keep going? I've always felt that in this industry, acting, filmmaking, the people that are failures are the people that stop, because we see all these stories about actors and people that don't get their start till they're in their 50s, 60s, and then they have 10, 15, 20-year careers where they do really good. So, yes, I have had those feelings, and sometimes I'll feel like, well, maybe I could just do this full time, or maybe I can teach film, or maybe I can do this. So yeah, that creeps into any creative's mind. I think you're right that you need downtime. I know for myself, if there's 100% of the time that I'm spending on a project, sometimes 88% of it is just ruminating and thinking about it and letting it sit in my head, and then 12% of it is actually putting it into action.
Yeah.
For tons of stuff for people like that, you can call that lazy, you can call that a process, right? So don't beat yourself up. Everybody goes at their own pace. You're only competing with yourself and with who you want to be a week from now versus who you were a week ago. So if you be who you are right now. I learned that from Toy Story 4. Be the you that you are now. Don't worry about who you were yesterday. Just be who you are now. And the person who is now needs time. Hey, Karina. I'm so late.
Karina, welcome.
Karina, we talked about all the elections, the California things, Oz Fetterman, and then we did a bunch of tabs. We're wrapping up, but please feel free to scroll through the video and let us know what you thought. So don't give up on yourself. Give yourself space. And we're answering a question right now about starting and stopping projects and being overwhelmed and feeling like you have like imposter syndrome.
Yeah. Also know that everyone is struggling with that. Like, the more that I talk about this to all creatives, everyone sort of has that moment of like, oh shit, should I continue? Maybe I'm not shit.
Yeah.
And it happens because, especially in this industry, you tend to go from project to project, and so you do one thing and you're like riding this high, and you're like, I'm the shit, right? This is amazing, booking left and right, maybe, and then you go through a lull, and then you're like thinking like, oh my god, maybe my career is over, maybe I shouldn't keep going, maybe I'm not shit, maybe. And I think writers, directors, everyone goes through that, and you just gotta keep going. I don't know.
Yeah, the people who fail are the people who quit. And then there's people out there who don't really need it, who have like a husband or a wife with a ton of money or another career, and they're just kind of like there. And then there's very few people who are just fucking at it, going at it, go, auditions.
Yeah.
Right movie, make a movie, do this, do that.
Yeah. I do also want to advocate, though, that it's okay to take breaks, and it's okay to quit if you need to. Okay. I know that we literally just spent all this time saying keep going, but listen, at some point, if it's really if it's, as my mental health side is like, if it's something that is truly debilitating you to the point where like you are so anxious that you can't function in your day to day, then hey, maybe it's time to pause for a little bit.
Take an extended break.
Because it is okay. I always like to think of actors. For me, I have this a lot because I haven't fucking actually done like a big project in a while, actually. But I work 2 jobs. I'm trying to be nice to myself, right? So what I always think is like actors, like you said, like Sarah Paulson, for example, like she got big in her 40s.
Yeah.
and we wouldn't have the Sarah Paulson that we have now had she given up.
Absolutely. Yeah, take a break, come back, go do something else for a while. Remember, look, I doubted myself and I was like, no, I cannot grow luxurious hair.
You're so
but
stupid.
Then
you're so stupid. Don't listen to him.
Grow luxurious hair.
Listen to Mello.
I didn't give up. They told me I couldn't do it.
What is this, a Pantene commercial? They told me I couldn't do it.
I always had the dream to one day have long hair.
Mm-hmm. And you didn't give up on yourself.
And I didn't give up on it. And then we were stuck inside our house for 2 years, and I was like, fuck it. I'm growing my hair out. You can quit if you need to. Take an extended break, come back to it, go do something else, pursue another fashion.
Mm-hmm.
But go at your own pace. Like you said, Sophia, you haven't, another, like I've made 2 features and a bunch of other movies while being a full-time caregiver and not having much of a life. And right now I'm in a state where, I see other people making projects and I'm like, fuck, I'm itching to do it. So I know that it's still in me. So using myself an example, I've taken an extended break from filmmaking because of the pandemic and because I wanted to podcast and create content and sort of expand my brand. But now I am ready again to make a movie, and that's what I'll be doing at some point. But this break taught me that I love interviewing people, that I love connecting with people, that I love promoting people and focusing on people. Working with the film festival has given me a love of, promoting Latino works and spotlighting them and trying to connect people and trying to get people jobs. And so taking a break from filmmaking has expanded my artistic side, not made it smaller. And I hope that I bring some of that to my next project and that it enhances it rather than takes away from it, and that I still have that passion. Mm-hmm. So taking a break can be good. It can recharge your battery, and maybe sometimes, and this is something that we don't talk about a lot, but sometimes it's okay to let a project die. Mm-hmm. So I've had projects that I try to salvage footage. I try to do this. I try to do that, but they just weren't right. They just didn't come out right. And if I put them out, it was going to embarrass me and embarrass the people that were in it. So certain times it's okay to let something is and just make something new. So figure out if maybe you're stopping because maybe the project, there's something wrong about it, retweak it, start it over, start something else, go do something else. Just be kind to yourself, forgive yourself, and just try to be better every day.
Yeah. Poco a poquito, just keep swimming, man. You'll be fine.
That's what I learned from Finding Nemo. Just keep swimming. You'd be surprised the lessons you get from kids' movies when you have to watch them 8,000 times. All right. So thank you, everybody, for stopping by. Thank you to our audio audience that continues to grow to the tune of 200 downloads per episode now.
Yeah.
Very excited about that. Go watch us, listen to us on Mi Gente Show anywhere you get a podcast. We're streaming live, usually Thursdays, but sometimes Wednesdays. Mm-hmm. More content, as is the part where I stall as I find my video.
I can see that. More content,
more stuff coming to you. More Mi Gente Show. Thank you, Sophia. Great show today.
Thanks, Lou.
Thank you, Mi Gente. We'll see you guys next week. Peace out.
Hasta luego.
Bye.
Vamos, papá, hay que irnos. Me estoy aguantando desde que pusieron el domo.
Puedes esperar. Muchas personas trabajaron en esta película y solo quieren que te aprendas sus nombres de memoria.
Y yo quiero asegurarme de que ningún animal resultó lesionado durante la filmación de esta película.
¡Listo! ¡Uy, palomitas en el suelo! ¡Wow!
Espera, parece que Maggie tiene algo que decir. No, su primera palabra.